The whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please be seated.
Mr. Blue, you are not a stranger to this courtroom, are you?
No, I'm not. I've been in here before.
And a great many other courtrooms as well, right?
Yes, that's right.
Why is that?
Because I broke the law.
Yes, you did. You have quite a record. Malicious mischief, joyriding, fighting, shoplifting, car theft.
Fencing stolen goods and so on. But look, I have nothing to hide.
Did you grow up in a tough neighborhood?
It wasn't so bad. You just had to fight for what you wanted. And then you had to fight a little more to keep it. It's just the way things were.
And you didn't know anything else?
I practically didn't know anything. I didn't even know how to read.
You didn't learn how to read in school?
I didn't go long enough.
Mm-hmm. Are you still unable to read?
No, I'm taking some lessons. I started to hit some books, and I'm getting pretty good at it, if I do say so myself.
So in other words, you are trying to turn your life around?
As far as I'm concerned, it's turned.
Good. Now, Mr. Blue, I want you to recall the night that Abigail Bloom was attacked.
Okay.
When you returned from visiting your girlfriend, what did you see? And take us through this step by step.
Well, I came home and I immediately knew there was something wrong.
How do you mean?
Well, the door was wide open.
And you had closed it when you left, correct?
Yes. So I went inside, and at first I thought someone had stolen everything out of my house, swiped me out. I never expected to find Abigail in there.
Did you see her right away?
No, I started looking around to see if there was anything missing, and I saw a tarp I have was rolled up in the wrong place. And I was curious. I went to look at it, and that's where I found Abigail.
And what did you do?
At first I was in shock. I didn't know what to do. And then I snapped out of it and started checking her to see how badly she was hurt. And that's when Dr. Rick Bauer came in.
Mm-hmm. And what did he do?
Well, he yelled at me and came in, and he started checking her, see how she was.
And then what?
I called 911. He walked me through what to tell him, and the ambulance showed up with the proper equipment after me telling them. And they picked her up, took her away, and that's about all. That's pretty much all I can remember.
Mm-hmm. Now, you said when Dr. Bauer first came in, you said that he yelled at you. Why did he do that?
Well, I guess he thought I did it. I mean, I don't blame him. I think anyone in his shoes would have thought the same.
Yes, I think you're right.
Your Honor, should we really be concerned about what counsel thinks?
You know better than that, Mr. Marah.
Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Future, Mr. Warren, when you wish to object, I'd like to hear that word. We're not having a casual chat here.
My apologies, Your Honor.
Mr. Blue, do you know Roy Meacham?
Yes, I do. We go way back. And I know me being up here is probably as big as Nightmare.
Object.
Strike that last. Mr. Blue, you will simply answer the questions.
Yes, Judge. Sorry.
Describe your relationship with Mr. Meacham.
Well, we grew up in the same neighborhood around a block away. And it was a type of neighborhood that if you diss somebody, you could get shot.
And by diss, you mean disrespect?
Diss me and die was the motto we used to live by. And that's what we used to live by when we were hot punks, when we thought we were really hot. And I think some of us still live by that motto.
Objection.
Mr. Blue. Mr. Blue, I'm not going to tell you again. Just answer Mr. Marlow's questions.
So in your neighborhood, you had this code of honor?
Yeah, I don't know about honor. But if one of your homies was in trouble, you're supposed to keep your mouth shut to protect them.
Mm-hmm. So in other words, you are taking a substantial risk by coming forward today.
Do you mean have there been any threats? Oh, yeah.
Objection, Your Honor. There's nothing to corroborate this.
I got my window broken by a rock with a note tied to it. It said that if Roy goes down, my girlfriend was next.
Your Honor.
You will please allow the court to decide what is or isn't admissible. You will disregard the witness's last statement.
Now then, Roy Meacham was arrested for attacking Abigail Bloom. Then he was released on bail. Do you recall anything happening on the day that he was released?
Oh, yeah. A couple of the guys he hangs out with came over and they cornered me. They said I'd better not say anything against Roy in this case. That I better keep my mouth shut about him crossing the line, way over the line. And that I better not say that he was drunk and looking for trouble the day Abigail got hurt. But you know what? Not this time. I ain't keeping my mouth shut because you ain't gonna walk. You got that?
Mr. Blue, that's all the questions I have. I commend you for coming forward. It's very brave of you. Your witness.
With the court's indulgence, I need a minute to check my notes.
1 minute, Mr. Warren.
Wow. Your man looked him in the face and told the truth. Took a lot, right?
I think Marcus is right. I know it's very difficult to get Jesse up on the stand. I'm very proud of you. I'm a little worried, but I'm proud.
I think Roach did pretty well with Jesse, didn't you?
Jury was hanging on every word. I know I was.
Good afternoon, Mr. Blue. I was impressed with the recounting of your childhood and how you hope to turn your life around. But I must say, that's going to be some kind of turn. About 180 degrees, according to my calculations.
Objection. His calculations are immaterial, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Thank you.
What Mr. Marler omitted were the times you're on probation for the various and assorted malicious acts. He also failed to mention that you broke probation several times. And as admirable as your learning to read sounds, you only did it to stay out of jail. Now, would you say this showed a respect for the law, Mr. Blue?
Well, I guess not.
No. You have none. No respect for the law whatsoever. The probation officers had to track you down and drag you into court. But now that you have a chance to nail an old neighborhood enemy...
Objection.
Mr. Warren.
I'll rephrase, Your Honor. Now that you've come forward with this character assassination...
Your Honor, please.
Well, what would you call it, Mr. Marler?
Counselor.
Look, that wasn't how it was, man. You got it all wrong.
Have I? And why should I believe a word you say, Mr. Blue? Why should anybody?
Because I don't have any reason to lie.
Oh, but you do. You have a very good reason to lie, don't you, Mr. Blue?
Look, I admit I've done some things in the past that I'm not too proud of, but they have nothing to do with this.
These things that you're not too proud of, do they include going after Michelle Bauer?
Objection.
Overruled.
And didn't you have the hots for Dr. Bauer's girlfriend?
What are you talking